Alright, so now I think we're good. Let's see. So, we are back. I think I figured out actually what the... Okay, so we are live. There are 2 people watching, and I think I have it worked out. I think it was actually the extender was actually bad.
Gotcha.
Cutting in and out. So I think I have it fixed. Alright. So, hello 2 people that are out there watching. I appreciate it. We have 3 people watching now. Sorry about the issues. I think the internet situation is cleared up. We'll see. If not, we just have to fix it.
This isn't as bad as Blog Talk Radio.
Nothing gets as bad as Blog Talk Radio. So give us a thumbs up if you've been listening since Blog Talk Radio. Or if you haven't heard of Mountain Bike Radio on Blog Talk Radio. Yeah, I look like an idiot.
It happens. Alright, so we have a fork that's going to go onto this bike cycle. We're going? We're good?
Yeah, we're
good.
good.
Cool.
I just turned off our replay.
Oh, okay. So the fork is good to go. And it's going to go in the bike. Anytime I remove a fork, I make 2 stacks of spacers. One stack of spacers is under the stem. The other stack of spacers is over the stem. The last thing you want to do is mess up the customer's fit, or in this case, your boss's fit. And then before you put the stem on, make sure you don't have the cables all twisted. And makes things way better if you don't try to put it back together all bundled up and messed up. Oh, that's straighter. Put a new star nut in this fork today. It's definitely straighter. So.
Wait, you put a whole new one in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I think it is. Maybe.
I have one laying in the box.
I have like 5 of them. Oh, it's fine.
I don't know where I put my shock pump though.
We'll find one. So, one thing I did notice when I pulled this fork off of Ben's bike is he was using the incorrect brake hardware. So he had.
Oh, it's fine. It's what I had when I was building that thing up.
So he had.
I couldn't in North Dakota. I can't run to a shop.
There is no shop. So he had these bolts, and what you need to run are these. And the difference is that this bolt has a washer built onto it, and the washer is going to make adjusting your brake a lot easier. So these are going to go into the box of goodies I have here.
So what are those then? Tell people what they were looking at.
Brake bolts.
But I mean so what are the point of those then?
They're brake bolts that. So the washer is like the kind of washer that's captive on here. You can't lose it. Those have losable washers. That's the only difference. And the washer had indeed been lost.
Yeah.
So the new SIDS, it's super trick. You don't have to do anything to install the brake line anymore. You just grab it and push it against the fork, and it goes through here. And then as you move the brake around, it adjusts like the link through there itself. So really cool. No more screws, no more zip ties, nothing.
Why haven't they done that before? What took so long to just make it snap?
I don't know. Why did it take 50 years or 100 years to make 8-ounce Cokes? 8 ounces is the perfect size.
I don't know.
So we'll never know. Are you old enough to drink pony beers?
You mean just little cans?
Yeah.
Not really, no.
Okay. My dad told me about those. Of course, I don't know anything old.
Okay, I'm just back on here. I'm trying to make the this get people or the comments over on Facebook that I'm screwing this up now.
So front brake is on. Wheels going in.
And this is a, oh man, what year, oh man, actually is this?
I don't know.
I forgot to look when I got it. It was the one, they actually changed the geometry from maybe 2014 to 15 to 13 to 14. Man, I should know this off the bat, but I don't.
Can't do a bite check like we did for Mark the other night. Mark and Sean.
I can't. No.
You tease people about that. We did an interview. We were interviewed the other day.
Yeah.
First time, right?
Yep.
Kind of.
Yep.
Probably first time being on a podcast where you were the one interviewed.
No. Second.
What was the first?
Cycling 360.
Is that part of
cycling360.com.
Okay. Huh.
Sorry, followers, watchers. This internet is killing me here, so I'm just checking to make sure we're still going, which we are. Hi. Yeah, so Cycling 360 podcast. That was a while ago. That was like last year, maybe. And then we were just on with Mark and Sean at the Midwest Cycling Podcast. They haven't put that up yet, which I'm not sure. And we have been talking with them. We're going to do sounds like we're going to do a 4-person team at the Wausau 24. And it's going to be the podcast, Wisconsin podcast team. I don't know the exact time, or name of that one yet, but. All right, so if I do
Hey,
this, what?
I can't make your brake not rub while you're talking.
Oh. So what's the secret to getting that perfect? Is there any secret that you can tell people?
Yep.
What's that?
Do it for the last decade.
It's not really a hot tip.
Sorry.
So salsa has a archive, right?
I don't know. Someone commented on Mountain Bike Radio today that there is 3 water bottle cages and a 34 tooth oval ring on their large timberjack tie.
Ah. I thought it only went to 32.
I did too.
Oh, cool. And it's elliptical.
Yep.
Interesting.
Chris Plesko is running a 38 on his less.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Well, there's an El Mariachi X7 dumpster.
They send it with the dumpster.
Yeah, they actually just burning. It's like the box comes and it's all charged. Let's see. So no, 2015 El Mariachi was the orange one, which I had. Green was option. I had both of those.
Yeah, here's one right here.
Yes. And that actually, the only reason that broke is because I actually fell on rocks. Like, I put all my weight basically on the dropout, so I pretty much ruined it myself.
I think the term is it came by it honest.
Yeah. Haven't heard that one.
Oh, you haven't?
No. It came by it honest?
Yeah, like the bike broke, but it came by it honest. Like, it should have broken.
Oh. Yeah. Definitely should have broken. So, El Mariachi tie, El Mariachi tie, El Mariachi single speed. Nope. I bet you it's 2013. Tired?
I just don't want to adjust. The rotor's bent. All kinds of stuff.
Okay, so here we go. So this is a 2013, and the geometry on this, just to give you an idea, they changed it from 2013 to 2014. Then they just decided to kill it this year. So let me get. I'm just pulling up the details here. So, anybody have any question? Brian, yeah, what are you broadcasting at? 720p, probably. We just tried out this new program on here, so I literally didn't even test it out, so it might be kind of crappy. YouTube also, you might want to just switch over. I don't know if you have a setting on YouTube that you can just change the quality. So if you go to you can go to YouTube and just go to your in the bottom right hand corner. There's a little gear, so you can change the quality on there too. So that might help out if you're, I don't know, auto might pull it up a poor option for you. So check that out first. All right, so Emigliacci 2013.
We're about to get into the good stuff.
I know. You talking about this?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just gonna start teasing stuff in the background while you
so
finish
what
that.
I'm gonna do, is this down low enough though?
That's between you and Flat Bill Jesus.
Okay.
I'm staying out of that one.
Okay. So let's see.
While you do that, I am gonna give people a real hot take.
Okay, so what's that?
This Slick Honey, worth the money. Didn't mean to rhyme there.
Yeah, what is that tube? Like $17?
I don't know.
I think it was like 16 or 17 bucks for that little tube. Was it 2 or 3 ounce tube?
It is a. It's a tube of Slick Honey. I don't see a size even. It's just slick. The thing that's not worth the money, bike specific regular old grease, marine grade grease. This was $5 for 14 ounces.
MTB Savant. He said, "Hey guys, just want to say I'm a big fan of Mountain Bike Radio and especially JRA." So,
Thank you.
thank you, appreciate it.
So
it's $5 for that marine grease.
Yeah, for 14 ounces of marine
Whereas-
grade grease.
Whereas, how much is a thing of Phil's?
$15.
$15. And then, here, let's see. Is it the same? No, this is green, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, it's waterproof grease though, and that's what you need for a bike. So actually, they have Loctite on those threads, so I'm not going to do anything.
Oh, so good.
I'm going to stay with Loctite. It's going to be due to the clutch force is why they're going to have Loctite on there. So I'm just going to run the way they say run it. So just scoot it up.
Yeah. So to answer your question, to finish this discussion that I'm having by myself over on El Mariachi, basically what they did, it looks like they shortened up the chainstay quite a bit from the 2013 to 14. So, and I was a little nervous when I got on, when I bought that from Lane in Michigan. I went to swap out. I didn't even think about it. I went to swap out all my parts because I'm like, well, I had the same bike. I'll just swap it out perfect. And then I had a single speed, stuck that on there, and the chain was really tight. I'm like, and then it dawned on me that it was different. So, all right, let's talk about box since we're putting that on there.
Yep.
And I'm kind of excited to try it out. Although, I mean, this thing is really basically the only way I can. Yeah.
You're going to lose pieces.
The only way I can describe it is it's really fucking big. I mean, here, like, it's a 46. I mean, you can get 50, what's a 12, what's the Eagle?
500
50? I mean, this is just a 46. I mean, it's like, but we'll see. I'm giving it a try. I've ridden bikes with it, but not as like my own primary. All right. So my hat box right here is the. We'll give them another shout out. We're just gonna keep giving them a shout out since they sent it. We didn't pay for this. We're not getting paid. We're not getting paid. First of all, we're not getting bribed. Any of that stuff. Gonna be pretty much honest. So if it turns out that it's.
Well, no. If there's
See
a
what
problem,
happens.
we'll contact them and talk through it first. And
Yeah,
if there's
exactly. But I'm not gonna go on and just,
in Guitar
blah, blah,
Ted
blah.
speak, you're gonna say that you were neither bribed nor did you pay money for this stuff.
Exactly.
This bike should have gotten a bath.
I don't know. It's Mata hated shit on there. Push. Yeah, Brian. Looking for the creaking. Oh. So, Eric, so MTV Savant said, if I hit the lottery, I want to bathe in Slick Honey. Brian Vaughn is on there. Did you get the push? Yes. Where's the
shifters in the small box. All right, so I want to talk about something real quick. This bike has 3 cable guides. It has top tube routing for both a rear brake, a rear shifter, and a front derailleur. And what I'm doing before I put any of the stuff on, the stuff being the housing and everything, is I'm going through and on every little zip tie guide, I'm putting the zip tie in and I'm making the zip tie loose. You know, I can still fit my pinky finger in there on all these. And the reason being is once the shifter's installed and the derailleur's installed and we're ready to run the housing, what we're going to end up doing is we'll have these nice things to go ahead and slide the housing through, get everything butted up tight here, and then working back to front, pull the zip ties tight, get everything cleaned up, and then trim the cable housing, install the cable, make it shift. So, and just in case you have any questions or concerns, I'm going to install the chain before I install the housing and trim it to length, because I want the derailleur to be fully, I want the tension of the chain to clock the derailleur fully down like this. I don't want to size it with it accidentally stuck up like this, because if you watch, I won't move my thumb. The housing needs to be now very scientific, 4 fingers longer. So that's what you should always do. When I put cassettes on, I put the wheel in my hip, and then I put the other side of the wheel against the edge of the workbench. I line the fat spline on the cassette up at 12 o'clock, and then I slide everything on. And this has one of those spacers, so it's probably going to all fly apart when I get it.
Yeah, don't you remember when we did the Facebook Live?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And Eric, to answer your question, well, first of all, congrats on the Schwamigan 100. Yeah, it pretty much came down to the fact that there's something going on with the carbon frame. I think it's a shell. Something's messed up. It's loose. Bottom bracket just... Matt tightened it all up. It's just loose. It's bad. Was it 2013 Superfly, I think?
With a dark history, let's say.
So I've been riding while we're doing it.
Let's just say that bicycle is well past its prime.
But it functions. I mean, I can still ride it. It just creaks a little bit.
There's technically one part of that bicycle that doesn't work.
The frame?
Front derailleur.
Oh. So right here, we got this old, I think you can probably see it. No. It's right there. I think we're a little delayed. Oh, okay. So you saw the bike. I held it up there long enough. But it was the old Superfly, and you got it. Long story. I've been riding it, and it creaks pretty bad. It sounds like it's broken almost.
It doesn't creak. It moans and groans.
Yeah. It's potentially broken.
Again.
Yes. But not just parts broken off.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of this marine grade grease. I've already cleaned this through axle really well. And just to show you how to do that again, what you'll do is the threads, you want the threads really nice and clean. You don't want to leave a bunch of old dirt and stuff in there. So I'll wipe the axle off, and then I'll hook my thumb through the rag. I'll put my thumbnail into the threads and unscrew the through axle. So what it's doing is my thumbnail is down inside of the thread as I unthread this, so it's helping clean it out. And you'll see the axle comes out almost spotless, and then you can just go back and maybe get a couple of little extra dirty spots out. But now the threads are super clean. There's no old dirt and sand and stuff in there. And then I'm going to just put a light coating of this grease right on the threads, and then maybe slather a little bit on the entire axle itself so it doesn't get seized into the hub and anywhere. And what we're using is we have a DT Swiss 350 hub with 12 by 142 end caps and a 10-speed mountain bike free hub body with a 10-speed free hub body which holds 11-speed mountain bike stuff. Got the 11-speed cassette on there while Ben was futzing around with his other bike, and we're going in now. Glad that works, because I've never ran this wheel through axle and I didn't know if those were really the right end caps.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was fairly certain.
So I am going to be building. Actually, can you grab the rims? Oh, which reminds me, well, anyhow, so let me pull these apart. I have this 2 rims, Velocity Blunt SS's. They are 20. What are they internal? 28.5 or something like that?
26, I think.
26, maybe?
I think so.
It's like 26.5. I'll get the exact detail. I'll pull it up. So that is Matt's wheel. I'm going to build up a new rim. That's what I run on the front. So I have to do that. I have to get a new hub. Meanwhile, I'm going to be selling the wheel that came off of that. Single speed.
It's an I9 single speed specific.
I9 single speed specific hub and laced to a Blunt SS. So if you, out of the 7 people watching this currently, we only have 7 at this point. What is all this stuff on there?
Sealant leaking through your tire.
There's no sealant in it.
What do you mean?
It's like dry.
What is that?
It's weird. What is it?
I don't know.
Looks like styrofoam almost. Anyhow, I'm gonna be selling that. I'm gonna be selling that wheel.
Yeah,
I'm also gonna be selling and this too.
Oh, you are gonna get rid of that for?
Yeah, I'll use that Surly one. Right?
Yep. Got a DT Swiss 350 Big Ride 177 hub with a 54 2-star ratchet upgrade.
And a Salsa fire starter fork. That is pretty good shape. I mean, it's cut to.
It's long.
It's long, yeah. I don't even know what it's cut to, but anyhow. So we'll get rid of that too. So watch for that. 10 people watching. Thank you. We appreciate it. We're just gonna keep doing this. This is full trial run type of deal. I don't know what we'll do other stuff, videos, but we'll figure out what we're gonna do.
Plenty of tires to install and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Can you stick your head up there?
Yep. Will you hand me that flathead screwdriver? It's yellow handled multi screwdriver. Using my brake pad spreader right now.
Brian Vaughn said, taking the kid to practice and picking up my new wheels. Sweet. Stan's DT Swiss 350s. Catch you later.
That's a great wheel set.
There you go.
My next wheel.
Cost versus usefulness. Great value. What are you going to do?
Okay, so a real hot tip for those of you out there that are paying attention the whole time what we're doing is this is the first time this rear wheel is going to be on the bike. So I did have to adjust the rear brake, and with adjusting the rear brake, what I did is before I put the chain on, which would introduce the free hub to the mix, I adjusted the rear brake before I put the chain on so there's no extra noise. So any noise is brake noise and no noise is no noise. So that's a cool tip if you're swapping wheels around and putting on a different chain and stuff. Do the chain or the brake rub removal before you put the rear or before you put the chain on. Ooh, there's an extra screw in here. I don't know what it is. So
we have somebody watching from Brazil.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So hello, it's TUIDP is his handle.
Two-dip?
Two-dip.
What did I want to do next? Oh, I know what it was.
We're gonna have to do this tonight and record.
Do what?
Like a podcast while we're doing this again.
Oh.
Or like not record a podcast for it, but like do it just for this question and answer session. Anybody interested in what we could do? I don't know. We'll come up with ideas. We'll let people come up with ideas and send them to us. So if you have any ideas of anything you want to see video that might be interesting to you, just send me an email. It's ben@mountainbikeradio.com. How's that?
Awesome. And if you want to know what I'm doing now, is I'm adjusting the limit screws before the chain is installed, and I'm adjusting them to close. I just want to make sure that the...
So, okay, let's back up.
Okay, we'll back up. Let's back
The
up
limit
first.
screws, first of all.
Okay, so
Limit screws.
everything is made within spec. So you have a wheel that's been made to a certain specification, and within spec is going to be how much off it can be. This cassette has been made to within spec. The derailleur hanger's been made to within spec, and the derailleur has been made to within spec. And that's not to say that one derailleur to the next is going to be wildly different, but what that means is there is, let's say, a parameter that they have to follow in order to make a rear derailleur that's going to work with things on the market. And those same parameters are what people make hubs to work with things on the market. And what you have to do is imagine that your derailleur is, it has a window of adjustment this wide. But then your cassette is only this wide. So you have a limit screw that can narrow in the range of motion on one end. You have a limit screw that narrows in the range of motion on the other end. And by adjusting those by sight, that doesn't mean they're going to be correct. What that means is the chain's not going to be able to shift over the smallest 11-tooth cog downward in between the cog and the frame. And by adjusting the upper limit screw or the upper end range by sight, that means that when I put the chain on and shift it up to that big cog the first time, it's not going to blow over and get jammed down behind the cassette and into the spokes. You'll still have to do a proper adjustment once everything is properly routed and you have a shift cable installed and everything. But for right now, what I'm doing is I'm narrowing that range of motion down from, you know, let's say it's a 40 whatever. Like I'm really getting it super close. That way I can adjust it in confidence without having to worry and like baby the shift up and stuff. So that is what a limit screw does.
So what do we, I'm just going to do a little Instagram post right here. So, hi YouTube people. What we are doing is Matt and I are over on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and search Mountain Bike Radio and it'll pull up the channel and you can follow them. So, see you there.
All right.
Or not.
Let's see. Boop, boop, push, push. Okay.
Okay. So we are making a video on YouTube here while we're on Instagram while we're on YouTube. So what Matt and I are doing is we're just doing a little session here, YouTube live. Got our little setup here in the Mountain Bike Radio headquarters. So if you want to follow along, go to YouTube, type in Mountain Bike Radio, and you'll pull up the channel and you can follow us live. So that's it. See you later.
What are you thinking, inside or outside of the brake lever?
Brake lever out.
So you want it between the brake lever and the stem.
Brake lever out.
Yeah, so this goes between there.
Correct.
And a tip for installing ergon grips, always do it with the bar end out. You want to make sure that the grip is fully seated onto the bar. God, these grips are worn out.
Oh, use my... Let's use these. I'm going to pull these off and we'll switch them.
Okay.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull off these. Where's another tool?
I got it.
You got it?
Yep.
I got one here.
The drive side's not tight.
In other words, so here, in other words, get the limits in the ballpark and then fine tune with the chain on.
Correctamundo.
Okay.
Other Barry, you get a prize.
There you go.
That was an Archer reference. If you didn't get that.
I didn't watch Archer much.
So, Other Barry, so once Barry was turned into a robot, Other Barry was Crazy Barry that he would have conversations with and justify any, like, mayhem that he wanted to do.
Ah, gotcha. So MTB Savant, have you considered recording video versions of podcast shows on YouTube? I think that would be awesome. Yes, we're getting there. It's the best I can say. What I think what we're gonna do is just maybe take a snippet out of here and put it on the app, because I can download stuff on the app. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just take a snippet of this, put it over on the Mountain Bike Radio app, and try that and see how it works.
I would say though, if you won't find in the near future, like published, what would that be called? Like, or video.
No. And even, yeah, that's not even what.
Right. But just to preface people, what's to be expected.
Yeah. That's not something I care about at all. Other people do scripted audio or scripted video, like reviews and kind of stuff like that, and this is going to be pretty much about as amateur as you can get.
But I can tell you stuff like this.
About as honest as you're going to get. I never noticed this.
The divider? So, this is a really cool tool. It is a T-handle wrench that accepts a 1/4 inch drive socket. And the only bit that I have at the moment for it is a T25, but I love this. It has enough weight that if you're trying to screw something in, it'll spin enough that you can swap fingers and stuff. I really like it. So, or time. What time is it?
Oh, it's 20 after 5:30, something like that.
Cool.
So we have 7. So anyhow, MTB Savant. So that hopefully that answers your question. See, like right now, all this quiet. Audio only now. Something's going on funky. Weird. So Barry, sorry, I don't know what's going on. Apparently we're only audio. Video capture device. Huh. I don't know what the deal is.
Is it still audio or?
Yeah, I don't know. So if you're, I'm pulling it up on video too. So if you're having any problems, I apologize. It looks like internet's fine. I don't know what the deal is with the video. So we'll just keep going
All right.
until we get that. Yeah, it's weird. Now it is apparently just audio. Alright, so followers, we having a little problem with the video apparently.
Pardon us while we work through these technical difficulties.
Restart. Yeah, unfortunately. Alright, we'll see if that works. Rod, watching from the Library of Congress. Great job. Thank you.
Jeez, I feel fancy.
Yeah. Oh, congrats, by the way, on racing. A couple weeks ago now, I think.
What race?
Man, I forgot. One of the Virginia... Shoot. Sorry, Rob, I forgot what race. He got first. He was standing on the podium. I think it was first. I think he was on top. Yeah, that's what it is. Massa Nuttin' Hoo-Ha.
Jesus.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Like a kid's friendly race.
Massa Nuttin'? Massatin? Massan Nuttin'?
So do we have video again?
No, it's not working. It's weird. Looks like just some audio. So we'll do this. We will go to settings, stream, okay, output. Well, I don't really have a solution for the video situation because that just kind of stopped. I don't know if it's YouTube or our video program here. Let's FB Brad 1, if you're not first, you are last. You know what that's from?
Talladega Nights. Ricky Bobby, baby.
Alright, so that's a bummer. Let's do this. Let's see if this works. Alright. So, anybody's still there? Can you see me fine? And can you hear me fine? I think we'll just use my computer for the moment since the other one is not working. Alright. Sorry about that. You can still hear us though, it looks like. MTB Savant. So that's awesome. Rod, thumbs up. Cool. Yes, that's way better. It's way faster, I think, too. For whatever reason. Random. What's the problem?
Kind of my guess is coming true.
Your what? Not working? Sure it is. I'll show you how to do it. Use dual. This is what happens when you
You live in North Dakota and you don't have anything by you.
I don't have any tools. let's see if I just go back to this. Quality is better too. That's kind of the problem. Yep.
What's the problem?
We didn't. I don't know if I had that. So I think the problem is the camera we have is really good. I think the problem is I wasn't using it properly. So it's a user problem.
You're telling me that you're doing something for the first time and you're not doing it perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty bad actually. Okay, so let's get people up to speed what we have going on.
So I ran.
Oh, hang on, no audio now. Damn. All right, so let's do this. All right. No audio for you, works for him. Awesome. So what are you doing, Matt?
I am routing I ran the housing through the pre-installed zip ties that I was talking about, and I cut the housing to length, and I'm now going to run the shift cable through this wonderful full-length cable housing, and then I'm going to install the chain and then attach the shifter cable to the derailleur and get the party going. Woo! Woo, right out.
There. All right. That should be good.
Oh, super thread.
You're talking fast.
Oh.
I meant to show you this before when you were explaining stuff. I just put a sign up for Matt saying he was talking really fast because before when he gets to explaining things that he knows a lot about, he talks faster than I do, and I talk fast.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm running the housing on the same side of the cable as the other housing. Actually, I think I'm going to end up rerouting all of it later. It's fine.
And Saul said Matt should be done by now.
That's
Do you
fine.
know how hard it is to do all this at one time?
There's a lot of
And
stuff going on right
he's
now.
explaining. So, Saul's more than welcome to. We can ship him. I'll tell you what, Saul. If you put together a bike and send it to us, we can let you know if it works out fine.
Yeah.
So you do a video. Oh, I know. We're just busting your balls too. So, MTV Savant said he works faster with whiskey. Probably not. Probably not at all.
Does it work better with whiskey, though? That's the
Probably.
real question.
We'll do another one of those not next week, but the week after that.
If you get done faster, but it doesn't work as well at the end, does it matter?
Right, exactly. So we still have a few people watching.
That's good.
Anybody else have any drink LaCroix, by the way? The favorite kind? Because that's always it's always a fun discussion. That's a good Facebook discussion. If you ever want to try it, if you like LaCroix and you want to have a fun discussion, just post that on there and ask people what they think is their favorite kind. Yeah. All right, so if you are new, if you're joining this and you're new here, we are installing a drivetrain, a Box Components drivetrain. You can go to boxcomponents.com and you will see this little, and it's pretty bright, that logo. I also have to work on that lighting situation. I have this big fluorescent light here and it's kind of bright actually. Let me turn this.
It's kind of low is the problem.
Here, it's actually better.
I can't see shit.
I know, but here, if I do this, I don't think people want to see me as much as the bike here. So,
Alright. So I got the chain installed. I have so we installed the cassette. I ran these zip ties before I ran the housing because it's full run housing. So by having the zip ties in place, you can feed the housing through instead of trying to hold it while you put a zip tie on and then the housing's banging around. You're trying to hold it and put the next one on. Just put all the zip ties on. This is very important. At least per tube, you must install all the zip ties on that tube in the same orientation. You know, don't put one from the outside and then one from the inside. It just doesn't look good.
Wait, explain that again.
So if you're going to install zip ties on this seat tube, poke them all in or pull them all out of the little hole there. That's really not that important.
It is for you.
Super important for me. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a razor blade, and then right at the head, I'm going to make a little cut, and I'm going to flush cut these zip ties off so they won't cut your hands. It's more important on the down tube, or the top of the downside of the top tube, because you don't want to cut yourself pulling bottles out. I've done that before, and
Who's it?
oh, dude. Well, yeah, I know.
I didn't know they made it black and silver.
Yeah.
And I do have a 36 tooth elliptical wolf tooth components chain ring on there. So I'll try that out. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go bigger.
No, you own this.
36 is
You're fine.
Plenty. And people are probably like, bigger? Like, what are you talking about? There's a lot of people. What's common for Colorado? 30?
28.
28?
Yep.
I'm just going 36 because here we there isn't really any climbing. It's, you keep calling it bumpy in terms of the
Elevation profile.
profile. Yeah.
I mean, it's
I was gonna say topography.
yeah. So the trail surface is bumpy, and the elevation or the topography is bumpy.
And the terrain is bumpy.
Yeah, like the trail surface itself
Yeah.
would be bumpy. But
Oh,
then,
did you say surface? I wasn't paying attention.
Yep, I said surface.
Okay. And
So, and then the last thing you can do is right now I'm rotating the head of the zip tie up to the tube, and that makes it even cleaner and less likely to like scratch you and bump you up. So, and while it's one of those things that's not really that big of a deal, it's one of those things that if you can just prevent it and you're doing it for a buddy or for a customer, it looks really good and they're super happy with it. And also, if you go to drink during a race and like suddenly you're bleeding from your hand, it's just a little distraction. So try to prevent that the best that I can. We have the chain installed. The next step is I'm going to double check those limit screws. So before the chain is even, or before the cable is even tightened to the bike or to the derailleur, I'm going to get it all nice and quiet. Make sure that it falls easily to the 11. You need to do that without the cable attached to the derailleur, because if it doesn't do it without the cable attached, it's definitely not going to do it with the cable attached, and then you have no questioning of, is it cable tension, is it limit? I know now that my limit is good, so I'm going to then attach it and get the cable all set up. I screwed the barrel adjuster all the way in, so I knew it was in, and then backed it out a little bit so I'd have a little inboard and outboard adjustment. I don't have any clue how box stuff works. I know with SRAM, you need to run as little cable tension as possible to get it to shift up, and that makes it shift down to the harder cogs very strongly. But with this stuff, I don't know what to expect, so just kind of gonna start in the middle. Before you attach the cable, always make sure that it is shifted down to the easiest gear out, you know, on the shifter, and then tighten it up. Once it's tight, and what I'm going to do is I'm now in the 10th cog, and before I shift to number 11, so to kind of back up a little bit, say I'm working my way up, what I'm going to do is stop the wheel and then very slowly shift it up. That way if it does shift over and I got that low limit screw adjustment wrong when I was setting it up before, the wheel's not spinning really quickly when it goes into that gear. I want to avoid breaking anything the first, before it's ever been ridden.
So what do you think of, what's your first impression of the push-push?
It's fine.
Have to ride it. See.
Yeah.
The push-push being, alright, so I'm right here on the side. It's a, instead of, I don't know the best way to describe it. Basically, you shift up to an easier gear. You're doing a regular lever, and then to shift down to a smaller cog, rather, you actually push in with your thumb as opposed to another flick of the thumb.
So there's a single lever.
Yes.
Let's start there. So your normal shifter would have two levers. One would move the derailleur one way, the other would move the derailleur the other way. This has one lever that adjusts it, or one lever by sweeping to go to the easier ones like Ben was saying, that is normal. But then what you left out is you move that same lever towards the stem. So it's just one lever.
Yeah. This is the next thing, right here. You see that in the video. I got a triple X Bontrager seat post, and they actually updated this year with the new little updated clamping system, so pretty slick. There's a little. I don't know if we probably won't put this on tonight, but that'll be next time. Because right now I have the next. What version is it?
Next SL.
SL, that's what it is. Seat post.
That's it. We have a bike that shifts. We have a fork that boings. Actually, I never pressed on that when it was on the ground. But
What are you looking for?
cutters.
Oh. Right there.
Oh, you found a shock pump.
Where?
It's on the upper deck there under the.
Oh,
rock.
yes. Sweet. Yeah. So Sahlberg, he said keep your hot dog out of the rotor. We'll definitely keep your hot
You don't
dog
know what
out.
I'm into.
And if you don't know what the hot dog on the road is referring to, just scroll back in the YouTube videos, and Andrea did a demonstration of how a rotor is actually dangerous. It's not going to cut you, but it's going to rip your wiener off. Or rip your wiener in two.
And then your dog will lead it off the ground.
Right.
All right. Cool.
I think we're going to put pink bottle cages in there. Not today either. But that's going to...
Well, hey,
let's see.
did it even just looks better? Does it feel better?
Yeah. These brakes are kind of tired, aren't they?
Bike's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's crooked a little bit.
That's fine.
I know, but
You can fix that.
I will fix that, yes. Sweet.
Well, there you have it. What's
Yeah.
it weigh?
35 pounds at this point. I don't know. It is a steel frame. I don't have a scale, good scale, but
It is a
steel
joke.
frame, geared.
Is it
I know, but it's like 27 pounds probably.
Yeah, at least. And what do you weigh?
180. She made a good point. Yes, she did.
Who did?
Andrea with the hot dog. All right, so we didn't have a you know, we did this at probably the worst time of the day because everyone's traveling and doing their thing after work. But for those of you, Saul, Kyle, Barry, MTV Savant, who else is in here? Carlos,
Tudip.
Rod, Tudip from Brazil, and who was Brian, Eric. I think that's it. So thank you for following along. Does anybody have any questions? Any, like, I don't know, mountain bike radio questions, suggestions, anything like that they want to... Now's your chance. I mean, this is it. Not just now, but in the future when we do these live versions. Cool to see the fork service. Thanks, I was multitasking at work, Saul said. Cool to see the fork service.
Good.
And we will get the camera worked out so it's a much better quality. Kyle B, thanks for everything you do. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the whole point. I probably talked about it a lot in just episodes, but I mean, my initial start of my career was in working with pretty high net worth, like companies and high net worth individual clients, client service kind of thing. So it was pretty high expectation client service type of stuff. Sorry, there's a fly like gonna land on the camera. So I mean, I take that approach pretty much with everything I do. And Matt, I mean, it's obvious that we're kind of nervous doing this, but I think that my point being is it's kind of what we do and it's kind of what I do. So I take that approach with everything. So that's why Mountain Bike Radio is what it is. You know, that we focus on you guys. Honestly, we focus on you guys because it's for you, and I know that's basically what it is. That's what I keep in mind all the time. So
And maple syrup.
yeah, and we get free maple syrup, so that works out well. And Barry said it was nice. You'll get better. We kind of set the this is all intentional. Set the expectations really horrible, so it just makes us look like we're working really hard to make it better. That was my intention with Blog Talk Radio too. Not really, but
And then using Skype for 5 years.
yeah, it's rough. Well, Zencaster wasn't available until relatively recently.
Right, and we haven't used it. Everything has quirks.
Anybody else still watching out there? We got 6 thumbs up out of 7 people watching, so there's been a few in and out. Thumbs up. Yeah, just share it. I mean, best thing you can do is, if you really appreciate this, is just share Mountain Bike Radio with somebody. Send them the link to the website. Tell them to get the app. Whatever. Give us a little thumbs up on the right. It says how many people are watching. There's a little thumbs up. Just click thumbs up. We have, let's see, MTB Savant. This was great, guys. Thanks. Any new show ideas coming up? Yeah, actually, I am recording with a guy that was recently in Mountain Flyer. There was a story in Mountain Flyer. Is it just on the website in the magazine? I think it might be in the magazine. His name is David Crimstock. He actually just won the Bailey Hundo. I'm going to be talking with him tomorrow. He went through addiction issues. Sounds like pretty severe addiction issues, and he's overcome that the last few years, and now he's kicking ass riding bikes. So that'll be cool. What else? Like this week? Anything?
No. I think we're gonna do some more stuff where we're kind of that like MBR in the van type thing, where we're on the road and kind of talking about what we had going on and what's new and what's shaking. To plug it again, we're gonna do that Duluth, Copper Harbor, Cuyuna trip coming up soon, and Marquette. So if you're in that area and you have somewhere that you think we should ride, or you have somewhere that you want to ride with us or have a beer with us, let us know and we'll add that to the itinerary. It's that simple. We'll get that cooked up while we're in the car this week, and that's something that's going to be very, what's the way to put that, a tentative schedule. But, you know, if you're, I don't know, if 3 blocks away from where we say we're having dinner, you're like, no, that place is terrible, come here, that's where we're going to go.
Yeah.
And we'll update the itinerary.
And beer, I will buy you a beer. How's that? I don't know how many. I'm not putting it out there, but one's good enough to start with. Outdoor life. I've learned a lot from the podcasts, and this feels more personal. Well, good to hear. I appreciate it. I've learned over the last 5 years that the personal aspect of it is pretty important. So, I mean, that's all we got, right? I mean, it's all I have is be authentic and personal. It's all I can be, and just share what I know, what Matt knows, what all of us know. I mean, that's all we can do, and get ideas from all of you. So whatever you got, send it our way. I mean, at the end of the day, too, this is like the start. I mean, I've been doing this, you know, it's 5 years old at this point, but really, I don't really like to admit the first year was pretty bad. It was horrible, actually. The audio was horrible.
Yeah, you canned it, right?
Yeah, I have a few episodes. That pink looks pretty,
Terrible?
pretty distracting.
It's fine.
You know what we could do? We could make up some new labels for the salsa.
Yep.
Somehow.
I know what we're going to do. We'll talk about it off air.
Okay, we'll talk about that off here.
All right.
8 people watching. I like that you give real world views on components. If it's bad, you say so. Love JRA.
Thank you.
That's Barry Montgomery.
JRA is just 100% polarizing.
Yeah. Yeah, you should see. So, I think we've discussed it, but whatever. We're just talking right now.
Hate mail, people wanting a Kenny, people saying I'm a whiny bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it, it's happened.
But then for every one of those, you get emails saying, like 5 emails saying, "Thank you. You make my commute. You make my shitty commute worth doing." Basically.
Yeah, one dickhead is always like, "How do I get JRA out of my life?" It's
Yeah.
I don't know, build a time machine, go back in time, and assassinate me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's terrible.
That's bad.
It's pretty over the top. Yeah, I was gonna change these cages real quick, and
Yeah, it's not that easy.
no.
Oh, so the video's actually pretty bad. They probably were like, "What is Matt doing down there?"
We're doing on time.
Ah, we're good. We'll just print off. Matt and I are gonna go fishing, so he's got to print off a fishing license, and then I don't know what we got for dinner, but make something quick. We're good.
Good chicken.
Yeah, there's leftovers in there, so we're good. All right, everybody. I think we're gonna wrap this up unless anybody has one last question or comment or anything. Shout out. I can make a shout out for whoever.
I can't remember the name of that show. They do a shout out corner, and the intro for the shout out corner is the most annoying thing ever.
Shout out corner.
Yeah.
What's
Shout out corner skittish. Every time I hear it, I'm like, wow.
That's weird.
And I just turn it off then. Because that's the end of the episode for them.
Gotcha.
Just like on Stuff You Should Know, they say, well, now that I said search box, it's time to do listener questions. And I don't ever listen to listener questions because I really like the way those dudes talk about topics.
Yeah. All right, we have one more here. Barry Montgomery. Got to get up to North Dakota and ride. Yes, you do, except for it'd be easier to, if you ever want to meet up, go to Camba, CAMBA. I'll just type it in here, actually. While you're talking, I'll just get out of the way.
Yeah.
And I'll just keep my hat. I'll just keep my hat right here, like this. The light's killing it. Keep my hat in the way because you know what? You can buy your very own just like it if you go to shopmbr.com. So Barry, I just typed in the cambatrails.org. That's currently where I live. We bought a house here in town. It's about 4 miles from the Hatchery Creek Trailhead. So no longer in North Dakota, back in Wisconsin. And that'll give you a good idea of what it's all about there. So that was a long time on here, huh?
Probably.
That's where. Yeah.
Did you push that?
All right. No.
Okay.
All right. So that's it. If you have any ideas for another live one, if there's anything specifically you want us to like talk about or cover or anything, otherwise we'll just probably get on. Probably a couple weeks and have a sit down and have a couple beers and putz around out here, maybe with some tires. Oh, actually, give a little
Teaser.
We have. Oh shoot! What are these?
Sparwoods
These are Spywoods?
or Elwoods or whatever they are.
No. We have. These are candles.
Oh.
These are. So we have some Riddlers, some 700 by 45C Riddlers. Probably need WPG mountain these up.
And I have Byway 47s.
And what's this?
The other
Oh,
Byway.
And we have some Terravale tires. Oh, and you have the Terravales on
Yeah,
here.
they're mounted up already.
What are those?
Cannonball 42s, I think. Here. Big tire. Big meats. So.
Cool. Alright, so I think we might mess around with some of these. Mount these up on my my other bike. So that's it. Alright. Go to, just a reminder, go to mountainbikeradio.com. And if you like all this and you've been following along and you want to like support the show, we can't really do anything until we have 1,000 subscribers, where we do these little sweet little like kick $1 towards the video type of thing until we have 1,000. But you can go to mountainbikeradio.com/supportmbr if you want to help out. The easiest way and cheapest way for people is if you go to that site and click through the Amazon link and just do your Amazon shopping through there. That'll help us out, and it doesn't cost you anything. So that's it. We're gonna take off and just keep listening, and I don't know, we'll get a podcast out. Did you post that today?
Yep, posted
okay.
an interview I did with Martha Flynn and Chrissy Mackey of the Berkey Foundation, talking about the upcoming Little Bellas Ride Camp that'll be on August 12th here in Hayward. It's the same weekend as the Duluth Festival. If we go to Duluth, I'll be there. If not, I'll be doing mechanical support at the morning of the Little Bellas Clinic. And through them, I'm also getting hooked up to start doing some stuff with NICA. So pretty excited about that. And we had a JRA Boys Night Out last night. Kenny and I recorded by ourselves. Andrew was a little tied up with something. So we recorded last night, and that'll go up in the next few days. And we're going to pull up a couple of old episodes of JRA to post while Ben and I are on the road next week, and then for the 4th of July weekend we're going to take the week off. So we have some stuff going on, and in the meantime we're going to go do a trail run in North Dakota. I'm going to go to Colorado.
Putting it on, not doing it.
Yeah, we're going to do it. Like we are the thing.
Yeah.
We're not going to go to North Dakota to trail run.
No.
We're going to go to North Dakota to be the event coordinator promoter for the trail run. And we have a trip, or I have a trip to Salida coming up, and then also lots of stuff. So yeah, cool things coming.
All right, we're gonna end this thing. So thank you. We'll see you later. Have a good night.
To quote Kenny, shut it down.
Shut it down. All right.